Good evening and welcome to the University of St. Francis and the Sullivan Center, where today the Fighting Saints of St. Francis host the Trolls of Trinity Christian College. Second matchup this season between these two CCAC rivals. My name is Terry Bonadonna. I'll be on the play-by-play tonight as the Fighting Saints try to make it a clean sweep of Trinity Christian College this year. These two teams matched up at Trinity back in early September, so almost 2 full months ago now. A lot has transpired since then. But the Saints won relatively easily that day in 3 straight sets. They'll look to do the same today. St. Francis comes in with an overall record of 15-15. They are 6-4 in conference play this year, ranked 4th in the CCAC. Trinity Christian enters today at 8-20 overall. They are just 4-7 in the CCAC, so trying to make a late run here into the conference tournament. Trinity gets the first serve of the match. Standing on the left, Trinity Christian serve is from Caraballo, and it is played by the Fighting Saints, who get the point with Desiree Anderson up at the net. 1-0 Fighting Saints lead right off the bat. Anderson statistically has been one of the top players in the CCAC this year. She takes the first serve for St. Francis. Nice diving dig from Kaylee Sipple. And the libero Celeste Zavala gets it over. Set from Sipple and a big strong kill from Sophie Knazer. 2-0 Saints. Anderson gets another serve. Owens hits it over. Diving play by Anderson, but she can't keep it in the air as it knocks off the net. Trinity is on the board for the first time tonight. Ramey Owens was the one who got the last touch for Trinity. She gets the kill. And it's the libero Mackenzie Bennett, the freshman, who gets the serve and commits a service error. 3-1 St. Francis. Maura Babisco comes in for the Fighting Saints. One of several freshmen playing key roles for the team this year. Group that includes Sophie Knazer, who had the kill moments ago. That's tipped at the net, played on the back line. Riley Hungate takes her first swing and she's blocked. Mackenzie Rietzma and Sheriday Sykes were up at the net. They'll get shared credit for that block as the Trolls pulled to within 1 early in the first set. Off the serve, Sipple sets, and it's a kill for Taylor Connolly. Connolly entered play today with a 176 hitting percentage. That ranks second on the Fighting Saints. Sophie Knazer, the freshman, is the only one who's been any better. Serves away from Abby Labb, and there's Riley Hungate to poke it down. Good start for St. Francis. They have been strong at the net so far today. 1 block for Trinity Christian. But aside from that, Saints hitters have been very strong early in this one. Second straight serve from Abby Labb. There's a pass from Labb to Anderson, and Anderson bumps it over. Sykes tried to catch the Saints off guard, didn't quite work. Another chance for Trinity, tipped at the net and out of bounds. That'll be a kill for Sarah Neighbors, top point scorer this year for Trinity Christian. Neighbors averages nearly 2.5 kills per set. She's got her first one today. Trolls are within 2. That's up in the rafters off the hands of Anderson. It deflects down on the St. Francis side. Tough break. Anderson made a good play defensively to get her hands on it. Hit it straight up into the air. So it wasn't a bad hit, but the ceiling's just not high enough to keep it in. Deflected off the rafters, took a weird bounce, and nobody could track it down. There's another block. Cadence Woodrich can't get it over. And Trinity has tied it up for the first time today. 3 consecutive points for the Trolls after the Saints jumped out to a really strong 5-2 start. Sykes sends it away. And Sykes has herself an ace. Trinity has the lead for the first time. Four in a row for Trinity. Sheriday Sykes is the server for them right now. Junior out of McDonough, Georgia. She is the reigning setter of the week in the CCAC. She's the server of the week so far in this one. Just picked up an ace. Looking for their 5th straight point. The attack goes out of bounds from Deja Williams. And we're back to even. Riley Hungates gets the serve for the Fighting Saints. Sykes sets up Williams, and Williams gets the violation called against her. Point for St. Francis. Back in front. Out of bounds, Zavala on the run. Wisely pulled up at the last minute. Looked like she could have played that one. She had a long way to go to get it. But rather than make the lunging effort, she realized it was going out of bounds. Just take the point. That's 3 straight for St. Francis, responding to Trinity's 4-0 run. Lab sets up Anderson. Deflected back the other way. Hit at the net again by the Saints, and that's down for a St. Francis point. Make it a 4-0 run. Each team now has gone on 4-0 spurts early in this first game. St. Francis leads 9-6. Riley Hungate is on a roll. She gets to keep serving. Tipped, Zavala on the back row. Anderson tried to tap it over, but right into the net. A little mistake from the Fighting Saints there. After they had been playing really well, they give their point away. It's back to Trinity Christian as Andrea Ewalt comes in to serve. Anderson goes soft over the blockers. Diving play by Sykes. And the rally goes on. There's Alyssa Teskey with the left hand down for the point. Alyssa Teskey has seen her playing time increase as the season has gone on. Freshman from Mokina, coming off of a really strong performance in the Fighting Saints loss to St. Xavier last week. Last time they played. That's deflected. Saints are able to keep it going. Teskey. Free ball for St. Francis. Abby Lab sets it up. Anderson a little bit behind her. So she was off balance, but was able to get it going. Teskey two-hands it. Coming back the other way. Deflected by Lab. Out of bounds. Point to Trinity. Trinity Christian in blue tonight, as is their wont. St. Francis in pink. It's Dig Pink night as we come to the end of October. St. Francis gets the point there. One out of bounds. So the Fighting Saints gets Fighting Saints get the 11-8 lead as Kaylee Sipple, fifth-year senior, re-enters to serve. Close to the line, but over the line, out of bounds on Trinity's attack. 12 serving 8. St. Francis matches their largest lead tonight at 4 points. Starting to gain some steam as they near the halfway point in this first set. Big wind up, and Cannon can't get it over. Into the net. Point St. Francis. It was Trinity's impressive freshman, Aolani Cannon, who took a big swing and ended up hitting it straight down. Cannon is the third leading scorer for the Trolls this year. That's blocked by St. Francis. Sophie Knazer got it. Taylor Connolly was up at the net as well, and a timeout is called by Trinity Christian and their rookie head coach, Cynthia Casimir. 14-8, St. Francis is pulling away. This one is a long way from over, but an encouraging run for the Fighting Saints as they trailed at 1 point, but only at 1 point. 6-5 was their only deficit. They scored 5 of the first 7 points. Trinity then jumped on them for 4 in a row. But the Saints settled back in, and they have dominated ever since that point. They've outscored Trinity 9-2 over the last 11 points in this game. They've gotten contributions up and down the lineup. Opening in this one, Sophie Knazer's had some good swings. Taylor Conley, Alyssa Teskey, Riley Hungate have all been involved. And, of course, Desiree Anderson, who leads the team in points, certainly by a wide margin, but she leads the team in kills and aces. She's also defensively team leader in digs, top 5 in the conference in both kills and digs. Anderson hasn't been a huge offensive factor so far in this game, but she's been all over the place. 14-8, St. Francis has the lead. Still have a long way to go, but 11 more points would give them a 1-0 lead in the match. Kaylee Sipple is the server. And she gets the ace. A little help from the net. And that's a tough break for Trinity Christian. They called timeout to try to regroup. And immediately out of the timeout, just rotten luck. They give up the point through no fault of their own. That just died on top of the net, barely went over. Kaylee Sipple will happily take it. It was a good hit and a point for Cannon. That gets Trinity out of their rut, still down by 6. But they badly needed that one just to stop the run. Joy Caraballo, junior from Puerto Rico, gets the serve. A high arcer. And Taylor Connolly knocks it down. Quick response to the serve for St. Francis. Connolly picks up a kill. Saints 16, Trolls 9. Here's Caraballo and knocking it down for the point. Excuse me, that was Ramey Owens. Ramey Owens secures the kill. It's her second tonight. 16-10. Hungate's tipped. That was pushed over by Trinity Christian, but I didn't see what they called. Was that net violation? Positioning error, I think. So 17-10, St. Francis. Babisco gets the serve away, And Babisco's on the back line to play it. This time she's not. Caraballo gets the point for Trinity Christian. Babisco had stepped up after the last dig, and there was nobody on that back row to play that one. So it's a 6-point game. It's been a 6-point game for a while. At least it's felt like it. Going back and forth between 6 and 7 as the two teams trade points. Trinity's going to have to go on a run very soon here. They want to have a chance in the opening set. Hungate was deflected, and a point to St. Francis. 18-11. That time it was hit into the net by Lab. Service error makes it 12-18. Sykes gets the serve. It drifts away on Zavala. Good chance here for Trinity, and they take advantage. Mackenzie Rietsma. Zavala got the first touch on that for the Fighting Saints, and it just flew on her over the net, setting up an easy ball for the Trolls. And Mackenzie Rietsma made St. Francis pay. Big point here for the Trolls, trying to gain some momentum, and they add another point. Sarah Neighbors gets the kill. And they are starting to make a little noise. This one's not over yet. 14 serving 18. They've cut the deficit down from 7 to 4. Woodrich is blocked out of bounds. So that's a point back to St. Francis, and they needed it. This game was starting to slip through their fingers a little bit. And now they're back on track. They've got the point. They've got the serve. And they need to win just 6 more to take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 match. Zavala can't make the dig. Point to Trinity. Saints went on that good run in the middle of this set. Trolls have weathered that storm, but the question is, did they take too much damage to make any real noise in this set? They're still hanging around. Ewalt gets the serve. Hungate the first to touch it for the Saints. Diving play into the net, kept alive by the Saints, and Hungate pushes over. Really nice play by Riley Hungate, but it doesn't matter. Point to Trinity Christian. Deja Williams finishes it off with the kill. And they're down by only 3. This is as close as it's been in a long time. I think 9-6 was the last time that this set was as close as it is right now. Alyssa Teske gets the Saints back on track. Teske has been stepping up of late, has a couple of nice swings today. 20-16. There's a block at the net by the Saints, but Trolls keep it alive. Williams blocked again, and this time Trinity has no response. St. Francis's lead is back up to 5, and that's a big advantage this time in the game. Trinity's got a lot of work in front of them. Here's Anderson. She went soft with it. Sykes is able to play it. Williams off the net. So the Trolls are called for 4 touches. St. Francis 22, Trinity Christian 16. The Saints look to be pulling away again. We'll see if they can finish it off. Anderson pushes across court with two hands. Return from Neighbors, goes soft. Diving play from Lab, and a double hit from Anderson. Just an awkward touch. She knew it as soon as she hit the ball. Trinity takes the serve back, down by 5, late in the first set. Lab for Teske. Knocked out of bounds. Another point for Alyssa Teske. (23-17) following the side out. Kaylee Sipple gets the serve. 2 points away from putting this first set on ice. Sipple for Knazer, and Sophie Knazer didn't quite angle it where she wanted to. Out of bounds. Serve goes back to Joy Caraballo. Anderson from the right side, deflected right back to her. Blocked again, and this time it drops in for a Trinity point. Aolani Cannon gets the block. 23-19. Caraballo's next serve is played by Hungate. And this time Knazer's able to finish it off. Set point for the Fighting Saints, 24-19. Desiree Anderson got the first serve for St. Francis today. She's trying to finish off this opening set with the last serve as well. Out of bounds, but that was deflected off the hit from Ramey Owens. And so Anderson took what is probably the last serve for St. Francis. But Trinity keeps the game alive. They'll get another one here at least. This is the second of what could be as many as 5 set points for the Fighting Saints. Serve has gone to the other side, though. Mackenzie Bennett is out there for Trinity Christian. Trying to keep her team alive. Any one mistake, and they'll switch sides. Sipple sets for Hungate, punched over. Coming back the other way, and it's down thanks to Sykes. Sheriday Sykes pulls the Trolls within 3. 21 serving 24, third straight set point for the Saints. Bennett once again out of bounds. And like I said, any one mistake will end it. That one just did. 25-21 is our final score. St. Francis defeats Trinity Christian in a set in which they held the lead pretty much start to finish. They'll try to do something similar to that again as we come back for the second set in about 3 minutes. I'll step aside for the moment. 1-0, Saints in front. We're just about ready to start the second set here at St. Francis. Fighting Saints feeling pretty good as they took the opener 25-21. Whoever takes the first set in this matchup is always in good shape. Of course, that's true of every matchup, but these two teams very rarely play more than 3. They haven't played as many as 4 sets in any match in 4 years. So whoever has won the first has won the second and third. The weird thing about that in this case is that it's not as though one school has dominated the rivalry. They've been pretty even. But whoever wins it in 3. 9 of their last 10 matches have been decided in straight sets. And of those 9, the Saints have won 5 and lost 4. So again, I can't explain why they very rarely play competitive matches, but historically they've been very even. But within each match, they've tended to be blowouts. So a good start for the Fighting Saints as they try to make a move towards that same thing here. They have now won all 4 sets they've played this season against Trinity Christian after taking 3 in a row back in early September. They take a 1-0 lead here at home today as Desiree Anderson returns to the floor to serve for the Saints. Too hard on the attack from the back row by Sarah Neighbors. And St. Francis, for the second consecutive game, strikes first. Diving effort, and Trinity is able to get it over. Kind of an unlikely point for the Trolls right there as Ramey Owens gets credit for it. It looks like it might even be an ace from Desiree Anderson. But on 3 hits, a couple of them diving efforts, Trolls were able to get it over, and the Saints weren't quite prepared for it. Yeah, nice job by Sykes, just waiting on that one. It's the second time we've seen that today where Celeste Zavala just overhit it, receiving the serve. And in both cases, Trinity was more than happy to clean it up. So the Trolls have their first lead of the set, just their second lead of the match at 2-1. Their only other lead was 6-5 in the opener. The Saints are trying to make sure that, again, they can't go up by more than 1. That's not going to happen this time, though. Ramey Owens drops down her second point of this set. 3 unanswered points for Trinity Christian. Their lead is 3-1. First time all match that they've led by more than 1 point. Zavala this time keeps it on her side of the net. Doesn't matter, Trinity blocks it anyway. Sykes and Rietsma up at the net. Turn that attempt away from Riley Hungates. Great start for Trinity Christian. They've scored 4 of the last 5 points. In fact, they've scored 4 in a row. Rietsma knocks it off of Kaylee Sipple. Back and forth at the net. Sipple passes to Anderson. Set for Conley, and Taylor Conley hits it out of bounds. 5-0 run for Trinity. They've scored 5 of the first 6 to open up this set. Short serve. Knazer steps up on it. Here's Rietsma to the back row and Sipple. Conley gives it a try for St. Francis and ends the run. Best run of the day for Trinity Christian, but it comes to a halt here with the Saints trailing 5-2. Trinity ended that first set strong. They were down by as many as 7. I think the last time it was a 7-point lead was at 18-11. So they outscored St. Francis 10-7 to end that set, and then 5-1 to open this. So a 15-8 run overall. Hungate blocked out of bounds. Point for Riley Hungate and the Fighting Saints. That's the good thing about going down early. I mean, it's never good to go down, but if you're going to go down early, the nice thing is you feel really bad when the other team scores 5 of the first 6, and then you realize just a couple of points later, you're right in it. And now it's a 1-point game as Neighbors whacks it into the net. So after 5 in a row from Trinity, the Saints have responded with 3 consecutive points. Maura Babisco stays on the serve, trying to tie it up. Over the blockers, Sipple is there to play it. Now Connolly. Connolly gets it over the blockers as well. Mackenzie Bennett makes a reaching effort. Can't come up with it. So we're knotted up at 5 as the Saints have responded to the 5-0 run with 4 unanswered points. Back row, a diving play by Babisco. Hungate has it blocked right back to her. And it's pushed over by Sipple. Saints reclaim the lead. St. Francis struck first. This is the first time they've been ahead since then, when it was 1-0. We're tied again. Babisco had a great run of serves. She had won 4 consecutive points, but she puts an end to it with a service error. Went a little bit too hard on that last one. We're tied for the 3rd time, 6-all. Sipple for Hungate, blocked. Inbounds, I think, yep. That got the line. And Trinity's back in front. Ramey Owens has the serve for the visitors. Connolly deflected, but down. We're tied. Taylor Connolly playing well. She had a couple of kills, a 1,000 hitting percentage in game 1, and off to another good start here in game 2. Saints took the opener 25-21. Trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead in the match. Abby Labb, senior out of Providence Catholic High School, serves straight into the net. Second service error of the set for St. Francis. It's their 3rd of the night overall. Puts Trinity Christian back on top. Out of bounds. Neither team able to serve it on that last rotation. So we're tied at 8. Hungate gives herself a try, and that's out of bounds. 3 consecutive service errors. And Trinity leads 9-8. It was 7-7 the last time we had a rally. Nobody has returned a ball since then. There we go, a touch from St. Francis. And they do return it, courtesy of Alyssa Teskey's left hand. Blocked to the back line and down. We waited a while for a rally. Now that we got one, it was worth it. Nicely played by the Fighting Saints. We're square. 9-all. Another block from St. Francis. Anderson and Knazer reclaim the lead for the Fighting Saints. Third time in this game that they've led. They've never held that lead for more than a point. See if Celeste Zavala can change that. She serves it to the back line. Big hit from Cannon. Nice dig, Zavala. The third hit goes over for Bennett. Chance for Anderson over the blockers and down. Saints lead by 2. Zavala, the junior transfer out of Joliet Junior College, gets her second straight serve away. Nice dig by Teskey. That's blocked by the Saints. Teskey and Knazer, a couple of freshmen, combined to give their team a 3-point lead. Trinity has led by as many as 4 in this one. So the Saints have been +7 since that point. They've scored 11 of the last 15 points. Out of bounds along the sideline on the attack from Williams. Saints stay hot. That's 5 straight points for them. It's the second time in this set that they've scored 5 in a row. They trailed 9-8. They're angling to not trail again the rest of the set. Anderson is able to get that over on the third hit. Out of bounds on the attack from Sarah Neighbors. And it's 14-9. 6 consecutive points for the Fighting Saints, who are trying to move their overall record back above 500 today. They had been 15-13, but back-to-back losses coming into this. Deflected out of bounds off the attack from Aolani Cannon, and finally the run ends. A point for Trinity Christian. Sarah Neighbors is a junior from Washington, Spokane, Washington, to be exact. Desiree Anderson has a kill. She's from Joliet, Illinois. Manuka High School. Anderson's been a little bit quieter today statistically than we've seen her often enough this year. It was only her second kill of the match. She's been effective in a lot of ways. So has Aolani Cannon. She also doesn't have a ton of kills, but when you give her a good set, she can really hurt the opposition. She did it right there. She's got a powerful swing. 11 serving 15. Knazer kept alive, but not long enough for Trinity. (16-11). Serve for Anderson. Back line Zavala. Set up for Knazer, and Knazer gets it in there. So the Saints are pulling away much as they did in the opening set. They took their biggest lead of the entire match so far, right around this time. They led by as many as 7. This is their biggest lead in game 2. Cannon, too hard and out of bounds. Now they've got a new biggest lead, and again it is 7. This match is the largest they had in the opener. And a timeout is called by Trinity Christian. All St. Francis of late. Fighting Saints actually trailed in this one 5-1. they quickly responded. The two sides went back and forth for a little while. Trinity led as recently as 9-8, but since then, a 10-2 run for the Fighting Saints. So the Saints still need 7 points, but they're looking pretty good to take a 2-0 lead in this match. Hitting it at a 273 rate here in the second game compared to Trinity Christian's -120. Trolls have 8 attacking errors in this set. Taylor Connolly so far today is our leader with 5 kills. Sophie Knazer right behind her with 4. Ramey Owens has 5 for Trinity Christian. And one of the very few Trolls with a hitting percentage above 0. Long way to go in this match, even if the Saints are able to finish up a game that they've currently got a 7-point lead in. They'd still need one more. Desiree Anderson serves. Owens out of bounds. A lot of that going on in the second game. Attacking errors galore. That's number 9 for Trinity Christian. Sipple for Anderson into the nets. And finally, St. Francis's long run comes to an end. They've still scored 11 of the last 14, though. And they are in the driver's seat here as Trinity tries to make a desperate run at the end. Tapped over, and Bennett is there to play it for Trinity. There's Neighbors. Sipple for Knazer, blocked. With credit to Mackenzie Rietzma on that. Back to a 6-point game. The lead was as big as 8 for St. Francis. Trinity has still got time to make a move, but this is right about where we were in that last game as well. The Saints were up by 6 or 7 all through the teens. And then all of a sudden Trinity got hot, but it just turned out to be too little too late in a 25-21 final. Owens, returned by Hungates. Sykes is blocked. Owens again. And the Saints are able to play it again. Here's Connolly. Inbounds. It was deflected anyway, but it did land inside that line. That's the 6th kill of the night for Taylor Connolly, who puts the Saints ahead by 7. If you're Trinity right now, when you take this kind of deficit at the midway point, you can't chip away. That's what they did last game. They just chipped away, and they came up short. Just started too late. They're at that same stage now as they pick up a big point to make it a 6-point game. But it's hard to imagine the Trolls winning this second set if they can't string together 5 or 6 consecutive points. Sometime. Doesn't have to necessarily be right now, but it's got to be soon. That's an ace. It's a good start for Trinity. They've scored 2 in a row. An ace for Ramey Owens, who's really performing well today. Owens ranks 5th on the team in points for the season, but she gives one away right here. She ranks 4th on the team in number of service errors. That was her 28th this year. She picks up a lot of aces as well. She does lead the team in that category, but that was a costly one. Free ball for the Saints. Lab sets for Hungates, and that's a point for the Saints. Another chance for Abby Lab. At the net, both teams go up for it. We're still at the net. Finally, the Saints will settle down. That's blocked. Rietzma and Sykes at the net. 16 serving 22 coming up here. Sheriday Sykes serves with the right hand. Cadence Woodrich finishes off for the Fighting Saints. Saints took game one, 25-21. They're on the verge of outdoing that score right here. Out of bounds. Hungate made a nice run at it, but couldn't quite reach. So the lead for the Saints is back down to 6, still in very good shape. But Trinity is able to hold on to their hope as Andrea Ewalt comes in. Out of Danvers, Illinois. Teskey bumps it over the net. Sykes sets. Alyssa Gunn goes up for it, and the Saints are able to retrieve. Here's Anderson, hard hit ball and a kill for Desiree Anderson. That was probably her most impressive hit of the day. 24-17 set point. And the Saints will have as many as 7 of these. They just need one of those points to wrap it up and take a 2-0 lead. Zavala gets the serve. Cannon returns it. And that's a violation on Trinity Christian. Final point of the set for St. Francis, 25-17 is the final score, and the Saints lead 2-0. So they are now just 25 points away from walking out of here with a home win. And it would be their 16th of the season if they can wrap it up. We'll see if they've got one more win in them coming up after a short break, about 2.5 to 3 minutes away from the start of the third game. Saints lead 2-0. Start of the third set coming up. St. Francis leads this match 2-0. They won the opener 25-21, and then they took the second set 25-17. Two of them were played very similarly, with the difference in the score being accounted for the fact that the Saints were a little bit quicker to put away the Trolls in that second set. They let them hang around a little bit longer at the end in the opener. Trinity gets the first serve in the third set, but they do not get the first point. That distinction belongs to Taylor Connolly, who leads everybody with 7 kills tonight. Came into this third set with a .455 hitting percentage. 4 kills apiece for Riley Hungate, Sophie Knazer, Abby Labb, and Kaylee Sippel are tied for the team lead with 8 assists, and there's an ace to make it 2-0. Kaylee Sippel has 8 digs as well, so she's 2 digs, 2 assists away from a double-double. Sophie Knazer has 2 blocks to lead the team. Big hit for Rietzma, and Zavala can't get it on the dive. It's 2-1. For Mackenzie Rietzma, that's the 4th kill of the night. Ramey Owens leads the team with 5. She's also got a team best .214 hitting percentage. As a team, the Trolls are hitting -013 coming into this third set. 14 assists for Sheriday Sykes, the reigning CCAC setter of the week. Another kill for Taylor Connolly, number 7. Seven digs right now for Sarah Neighbors. Mackenzie Rietzma has 2.5 blocks. Two teams both had 6 blocks through 2 sets. Pretty good numbers for both of them. Babisco gets the serve away. Good dig by Anderson, and after hitting the ceiling, it comes down and the Saints are able to play it. Sippel, 2 hands it over. Coming back the other way. Sippel with a set this time for Woodrich. Trinity is able to respond. Hanging over the nets, and that'll go Trinity's way. 4 hits on the Saints. Ramey Owens will serve for Trinity Christian, trailing 3-2. Anderson for Sippel. Here's Hungate, taps it over, and the Trolls keep it alive, but they can't get it across on 3 hits. Mia Cortagrosa got the last hit on it right there, and she needed to put it over the net, wasn't able to do so. 4-2, Saints doubling up the Trolls very early. St. Francis has only one time in this match trailed by more than 1 point. They have not trailed yet in this, as they lead now 5-2. Second straight serve for Abby Labb. Zavala gets the dig for the Saints. Hungate. Here's Cortagrosa, blocked by St. Francis. Teskey and Woodrich make it 6-2, Fighting Saints. Trying to create a little separation early here after they pulled away slightly later in the first 2 games. Another block for Woodrich. It's her first solo of the game. But Woodrich has been involved in a handful of them. Saints have 14 assisted blocks tonight. Now 8 blocks total. Cortagrosa goes over the blockers. Woodrich, played by Sykes. There's Cortagrosa. Strong hit, but out of bounds. Saints have scored 5 in a row. They went on a few runs like this in the second set. And now a big early lead in the third. They are 17 points away from sending Trinity Christian home. Punched back by Hungate. A chance for Teskey. Returned out of bounds. Was that deflected by Trinity? Yes, it was. Point for the Saints. I wasn't sure if the Trolls had gotten it or if it had just rolled off the top of the net and straight back down out of bounds. It clearly did land out of bounds. Timeout called by the Trolls. They trailed 9-2. Well, I mentioned it earlier. Whoever wins the first set tends to win all three when these two teams get together. Read the stat again. 9 of the last 10 matches between St. Francis and Trinity Christian have been 3-set victories for one or the other. And of those 9, the Saints have won 5 and the Trolls have won 4. The only one that didn't was in the spring of 2021. That was the year that the fall sports were all moved to the spring because of the coronavirus pandemic. And that was a 4-set match, and it was a win for Trinity Christian. So in their last 10 meetings, they've each won 5. And yet not a single 5-set match among them for as evenly as they've played overall. They've never played a 5-set match, and they have only once even played a 4-set match. It's just bizarre, I think. There has been no discernible difference in quality between the two teams overall, but whenever they play each other, it's always a blowout. It has been so far tonight. St. Francis so far has outscored Trinity Christian 59-40. So they really have taken control from the start. They have scarcely trailed all night. If they play their cards right in this one, they may not have to at all in the third set, but they do give up the point here as Hungate pushes it a little bit too far out of bounds. And following the timeout, the Trolls are able to snap the Saints' 6-0 run. That's a net violation on Trinity. Alyssa Gunn. I was going to say Alyssa Gunn jumped the gun, and then I realized that's not something I should say. It wasn't meant to be a pun. I don't think it is a pun. Regardless. Just when I started saying the sentence, it didn't occur to me that her name was also Gunn. Anyway, it's a point for St. Francis. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Cortagrosa, dug out by Hungate, chased down by Zavala, and on the third hit, Abby Lab gets it over. Nice defense from the Saints, and the offense is lacking for Trinity. Gunn hits it over the back line, point St. Francis. Great effort from the Fighting Saints. Their lead is 11-3. So Hungate goes back to serve. Saints in control. Free ball for St. Francis here. Teskey for Lab. Back to Cadence Woodrich. Diving play to keep it alive by Caraballo. And that's inbounds. It gets the line inside that back corner. Nice work by Trinity Christian to get themselves a point at a crucial juncture with the Saints trying to put it away. Mackenzie Bennett's serve is played by Desiree Anderson. Here's Teskey. Got it. Alyssa Teskey has a kill. She's got a bunch of them today. And the Saints are really hitting the ball well here in the third set. Sykes for Rietsma. It's blocked, but played by the Trolls. Hungate for Teskey. This time Teskey's ball is returned. And a point for Trinity Christian. Despite that point, the Trolls are still below 0 with their hitting percentage overall today. Saints are hitting it at right around 300 for this third set. And that's going to help the matter right there. Another point for St. Francis. Rietsma has the kill. I think it was Rietsma who was just called for the blocking error, if I'm not mistaken, on the previous point. So she makes quick amends with a kill. 13-6 is our score. Anderson off the hands of Mackenzie Bennett and out of bounds. So that's Desiree Anderson's kill. Saints are just 11 points away from wrapping it up and improving their record to 7-4 in CCAC play this year. Caraballo tipped. Hungates blocked straight down. It's a point for Riley Hungates. Saints can feel it now. They're just 10 away. Big swing from Owens. Anderson on the defense for St. Francis keeps the volley alive. Ramey Owens tries it again. This time she goes softer. Taylor Connolly returns it. Cortagrosa to the back row. And Taylor Connolly's the one who pushes it down for the Saints. 16-6, it's a 10-point lead. For as well as the Saints played in the first two sets, they never at any stage of those first two had a double-digit lead. They do here. They have not trailed during the third set. Blocked right back to Knazer. Here's Hungates, blocked, and this time it's down for Rietsma and Deja Williams. Combining on the block to make it 16-7. Trinity jumped out to a 5-1 lead in the second set. That's really the only time all night that they have felt in this thing. Other than that one game opening stretch, they have not led in any of the three sets tonight by more than one. Sipple for Hungates. Sykes for Williams, and that's out of bounds. On the attack from Williams. Another attacking error against Trinity Christian. There have been a lot of them today. 17-7. Maura Babisco will try to get on a roll on the serve. Williams has to hit it over with two hands. Saints have a good opportunity here. Hungate puts some heat on it and drops it in for another kill. 11-point lead for St. Francis. Timeout called by Trinity Christian. It's their final timeout of the game. And probably their final timeout of the match, depending on how the rest of this one goes. But they really need to go on a run here. Today's the penultimate home match of the season for the Fighting Saints. They've got 3 games left. 2 of them will be on the road. They will be playing, barring something crazy, in the conference tournament as well. And that's set to begin 2 weeks from today, November 12th. I would say there's a strong possibility that they'll be playing right here on Tuesday, November 12th. But I don't know. Depends on how these last few matches go for them. A lot still up in the air. And you don't want to take anything for granted with the Saints team. They have been streaky. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. If they do close this one out, they're in pretty good position to do so right now. It'll be the first time since early September that they have lost only 2 in a row. Typically, whether it's a win or a loss, it'll be at least a 3-game streak. You go back to September, they won 3 in a row, lost 3 in a row, won 1, lost 3, won 3, lost 4, won 3, lost 2, and now on the verge of winning this one as we're back underway. Out of bounds, was that tipped? Yeah, it was at the net. 18-8, point to Trinity Christian. The sophomore Ramey Owens has had a pretty nice night. She gets the serve here with her team trailing by 10. And Cadence Woodrich, a little awkward on that hit, sent it straight down into the net. No, check that, I missed something. Point St. Francis. My mistake. Free ball for St. Francis here. It's Lab setting up Teskey a little bit behind her, and Teskey was not able to adjust as she hits it out of bounds. That time it was a point for Trinity. Still a 10-point lead for the Saints. Teskey, perfect placement this time. Alyssa Teskey's been very strong. Another good game for her. 7 kills tonight and only 1 attacking error. Here's Hungates. Going back the other way. Double hit on, or it's not a double hit. She went under it. So the Trolls lose the point, 21-9. St. Francis is just 4 away. Out of bounds on the serve from Hungate that time. Saints went on that big run early. 2 teams have been pretty even since that 9-2 start for St. Francis, but the Trolls just haven't been able to go on a run of their own. Saints will be happy to trade points the rest of the way. That would have them winning pretty comfortably. Trying to get one back right here, and they do. Lab sets up Woodrich. 22-10. Celeste Zavala serves with the right hand. Corda Grossa has a kill for Trinity. 21-11 is the score. Trinity Christian trying to make a run here, make a game out of this. If not, this would be their third loss in their last 4 matches. Big hit from Owens and out of bounds. Nope. It's a point for Trinity Christian. It was tipped. I didn't see the deflection at all there. Just a little piece of it at the net was enough to give that point to Trinity Christian, as it did land just outside the boundary. But we continue with the Trolls serving. Another one from Mia Cortagrosa. Cortagrosa did not play in the first 2 sets, but she's been out there the whole way here in the third. And she's on a nice little run serving here. It's just an 8-point lead for St. Francis, 21-13. Teskey with 2 hands tries to go across court. Too hard from Owens. We've seen a few of those lately. Been singing her praises recently, but she's just gone up a little bit too hard on a few of her recent attacks. So it's a 9-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Kaylee Sipple comes in to serve. We haven't seen much of Sipple lately. She was good the first 2 sets. There's a point for Rietsma. Trinity, who's been down by double digits for much of this third set, has come back pretty nicely to make it an 8-point game. They still have a long way to go. The odds are very much against them. But they've certainly made it more respectable, that's for sure. Sipple sets for Anderson. Anderson is blocked right down into the net. That's a point for Desiree Anderson. 23-14. Of course, the Saints could still win this thing by double digits if Anderson is able to finish it off. Right in front of, or I guess right behind Celeste Zavala. She sends her serve off. Sipple for Hungate. Good dig by Cortagrosa. Here's Owens. This time she plays it soft. And Ramey Owens has a point. I was just talking about Ramey Owens. She's gone a little bit too hard on some of her recent attacks. They've drifted out of bounds. So that time she just tapped it over the blockers. Found a good spot on the floor. (15) serving 23. It's Andrea Ewalt. Back and forth, the Saints on the defensive, but they keep the rally going. Hungate, deflected back. Here's Deja Williams with a good hit. 23-16. Timeout called by St. Francis. They have played this entire third set from ahead. They have not trailed at all. And they've been in complete control. They really still are ahead by 7 and needing just 2 points to wrap up a win. But Kara Courier in her 23rd year as head coach of the Fighting Saints. It's felt like it's a good time to bring everybody back in, make sure this thing does not slip away. It's the first time out the Saints have called all night. They didn't need to use one in either of the first 2 games, which they won relatively comfortably. 25-21. Sounds a little bit closer, I think, than it really was. The Saints led the whole way, and that 4-point final score was as close as it was over the last 20 points of that set. And the second set was 25-17. Saints won that one. So again, they have not been challenged too dramatically through nearly 3 full sets now. They call their first time out, just trying to make sure that it stays that way. Serve is away. And it's hit into the net by Sophie Knazer. 23-17. Trinity with their backs against the wall are playing some of their best volleyball of the night. But a bad serve puts an end to that. 24-16. 24-17 rather. Match point. Saints could get as many as 7 match points. And it's Maura Babisco who will try to close it out. Sykes for Williams, and it's down for a St. Francis point. That'll be the match. 25-17 the final for the second consecutive set. St. Francis pulls off the win against Trinity Christian. They not only wrap up a 3-0 victory tonight, but they make it 6 sets in a row against Trinity Christian overall this year. They sweep the Trolls for the season. They improve in the process to 16-15 overall. And now they make their overall chances to host a conference tournament game pretty good, as they are 7-4 in CCAC play. St. Francis won the opener 25-21, and then the next 2 sets were both 25-17 finals. So good play all around tonight for a Fighting Saints team that really was in control most of the way. They weren't challenged too significantly other than a brief spurt at the beginning of game number 2 for Trinity. They led 5-1, and that was the only time all game they had a multi-point lead. Taylor Connolly had 8 kills tonight to lead all Saints. She hit .353 for the evening. The Saints as a team hit .202 compared to Trinity Christian's .017. They had a really nice run at the very end of that third set that pushed them above 0 in terms of that attacking percentage for the night. They hit a game best, or a match best, I should say, .079 in the third set. Ramey Owens led the way for the Trolls with 7 kills tonight. Fighting Saints got good performances out of a number of players. The 8 kills, as I mentioned, led the way for Taylor Connolly. They got 11 digs apiece from Kaylee Sipple and Desiree Anderson. Sipple did get the double-double with 16 assists. Abby Lab had 13 assists and 7 digs. 2 blocks apiece for Cadence Woodrich, Sophie Knazer, and Alyssa Teskey. Teskey also finished with 7 kills tonight and a .375 hitting percentage. That'll do it for tonight's broadcast. As I said, St. Francis now 16-15 on the season, 7-4 in conference. Trinity falls to 8-21, 4-8 against CCAC opponents. Saints win it 25-21, 25-17, 25-17. They'll return home a week from tonight, their final home match of the season, Tuesday, November 5th. Got a couple on the road still to go as well. St. Francis takes out Trinity Christian in straight sets tonight. Until next time, Terry Bonadonna signing off from Joliet, Illinois. Have a good night.